All right, each week we're going to visit with Alabama cornerback Terrion Arnold, presented by CraneWorks, RentalWorks, and WasteWorks. Look for the big dog, Terrion Arnold. What is up, man? How are you today?
I'm great, man. How y'all doing?
Man, we're doing fantastic. Let's rewind to the LSU game. I think to a man, every Alabama player has said, man, that, and even Nick Saban, your head coach, said it was one of the best atmospheres he'd ever been in at Bryant-Denny Stadium. How did that feel to you on the field?
Man, the atmosphere was surreal. And truth be told, I wish I could go back.
So before the game, you go back to 2014, first ever college football playoff. One of the Alabama all-time fan favorites, Blake Sims, was the quarterback. You guys had a little interaction before that game. What was said?
He told me he was proud of me. Before the season coming in, we talked about like expectations and just how to deal with pressure and as far as that goes. And Blake, I mean, he's kind of like a big brother role to me. We talk occasionally, but when we talk, it's very valuable and very key. And I mean, he does a great job of giving me pointers. And just to hear him say he was proud of me, that made me happy.
It does seem like your position can be the loneliest place on a football field. And sometimes you just feel like you're out there by yourself.
Yeah, truth be told, I really do.
How do you attack that? I mean, you seem like a confident guy, humble at times, but I imagine
at times
you're humble. I mean, I like your attitude, but I mean, you got to have a little swagger to play your position, right? Tell me how you go to work. Do you sort of change? You morph into a superhero on game day?
Nah, it just comes from preparation in the week. As far as going up against guys like Isaiah Bond, Jermaine Burton, guys like that, they get us in that mode and they do a great job of just making us better. So when it comes to game time, it's really just like another practice rep. And as far as being out there, I like it. Like when you go out there and you see that guy come and he lines up and you kind of see sometimes they'll get in a 3-by-1 formation and your backside, you kind of know like, hey, it's time. Like I was honestly waiting with LSU. They played neighbors in the slot a lot, but I was kind of waiting for him to come outside to the outside receiver. And I was like, hey, this is what the people been waiting on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's give them what they want. I mean, he kept motioning in, which was kind of making me mad. But it's just one of those things where it comes as far as you love to come to Alabama, and this is what you come here for.
Alabama's Terrion Arnold with us, courtesy of CraneWorks, RentalWorks, and WasteWorks. Just look for the big dog with CraneWorks, RentalWorks, and WasteWorks. Who is the best trash talker you have faced? Because receivers are known to talk trash, but I think defensive backs are as well. Who is the best trash talker you have faced so far?
Evan Stewart.
Oh, yeah, at A&M?
Really? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Evan. We got a we knew each other when we were in high school and stuff, so it kind of makes trash talk that much more. But when he's on the field, he's one of those guys. He's kind of like me. Like, I'm not just going to sit up there and just go back and forth with you. I'm going to wait till I catch you after you drop a pass, after I make a deflection, make a tackle. And I'm going to say little slick things to you just to get in your head. Those kind of things. Like, I kind of call it like subtle trash talk as far as like, if I say something to you, like before the game, I always started off looking at them. If I say something to you and you say something back, something like out of the pocket or out of the blue, then I know I got you. And you ain't even focus on the game no more.
Your early fourth quarter pick, that was the swing moment of the game. And as far as a personal in the moment for you on the field, was that the top of all time with that crowd and what that actual play meant for your team?
Yeah, I would definitely say that.
So do you get chills thinking back about that?
Nah, because if I'm being honest, the type of person I am, I wish I could have scored. Like, I'm thinking in my head, like, as soon as I caught it, I'm trying to make it move, but I'm like, all right, it's three. It's three right here. Like, I can't go nowhere. Let me just hold the ball tight. Because I really thought about catching it and running backwards. I was going to run backwards and try to run around everybody, but I would have been like, they would have been like, what is he doing?
I have a feeling Nick wouldn't have used exactly those words there.
Hey, speaking of which, I've got the worst mouth by far on this panel. But Kevin Steele at halftime, have you heard the language that you heard at halftime ever before with Kevin Steele? And was he using the F word to make up different words? Like, people can get creative with the F word.
He wasn't even dropping the F-bomb. Like, that's the crazy thing about it. Like, he wasn't even using the F word like that. It was more so just as a lot of screaming But the way he kind of goes, it's kind of funny because it's like tempo. Like it's almost like in a movie. He'll start with the rise in action, and then and then you keep going. Then you got the fall in action, and then boom, you got the climax. So I mean, he's one of those guys as far as like he kind of gets us going at the right moment. And when you're looking at the clock, obviously when you go in there, you see like the 15-minute mark. He'll start talking around like that 8-minute mark. We done made our adjustments before that. And from that 8-minute mark all the way down to like that 2-minute mark before we had to go out, it's just boom, boom, boom. And you just sitting there like, oh, yeah. So it wasn't even necessarily like some of it, like I said in the interview, I was like, man, I couldn't repeat what he said. But honestly, some of it, it was like, I hear what you're saying, Coach, but I'm more focused on how you saying it. Like, all right, what you're saying, I just hear your voice. Like, yeah, I'm ready. Like one of those, and then the team get to going like, yeah. So I mean, it's great.
Do you do a Kevin Steele imitation? Can you imitate it?
Hold on. Okay, with him, with my relationship with Coach Steele, I mean, Coach Steele when he first came in, I mean, we kind of hit it right out the back, and we're pretty tight. So he called me. He don't say Terrion. He called me T-Arn. So he'll be like, T-Arn. Man, T-Arn, how you doing, baby? And I'll be like, man, Coach, I'm doing good, man. How you doing? And he'll be like, hey, man, everything's going good with me, man. I'm just ready to see you go out there and just put it on tape. And then when he get in front of the team, it starts like this. Like he told us a story about how you can't just let somebody come and take over your territory, basically. So Coach Saban preached the whole week as far as all the external stuff that goes into the game. We can't focus on that. The field going to be 53 yards wide, 100 yards long. Everybody knows that. So Coach Steele started off like that. We go over all our checks and all our formation adjustments, and then he just starts with like, man, and sometimes you got to find your why. You got to find out what's the reason you going to go out there and you going to execute. What motivates you? And it keep going. And then he got this vein right here. And when this vein start coming out, and you know Coach Steele old, so I kind of be like, hey, Coach, like, hey, on me, you can have a heart attack, man. We shouldn't get in that box and coach the game. So, like that.
Tell me you've seen the Caleb Downs reaction to your interception. I saw it on TikTok yesterday in the background on one of the replays. He's almost jumping in the air, catching the ball with you like he's 15 yards behind you, but he's mimicking you, trying to help you make the catch. Have you seen that?
I just saw it yesterday. It's crazy you said that.
Yeah. Do you do that when other people are trying to make plays? Do you sort of imitate and go through it with your head and act it out?
Most definitely. Like those plays, like when Jay Mill, when he did a little read option and he pulled the ball, in my head I'm thinking like, because y'all haven't really seen how fast Jay Mill is. Like nobody has. I'm thinking in my head like, oh man, he finna really show people how fast he is. And I'm looking like, why are you slowing down? Then I realized the end zone was 10 yards away from him. But like plays like that, I'm on the sideline like, that's sick. When you see the ball go in the air, like when Jay Mills step up in the pocket and I see 3 down there, Jermaine, like, hey, 3 down there somewhere, touchdown. Like plays like that, you just know. Almost like how Lane Kiffin used to do back in 2015 when he was here. Like, you know, he was famous for with his clipboard, just throwing it up. Like you already knew it was great to happen.
Hey, so we have Elijah McAllister on, linebacker for Auburn, and he told us yesterday, I think it was, that if Bruce Pearl called him, he'd be ready to roll out and play hoops. You were a guy that was going to play. You were going to play both. I mean, right now, do you think after this season you could walk out and be in rotation with Nate Oates and the guys?
Yeah. I just don't get me wrong. I have to go in there and get accustomed to basketball shape because basketball shape and football shape, 2 totally different things. But as far as the physicality and then going out there still handling the rock, and the main thing would just be shooting. Like me and Antonio Kite, we still go and put up shots from time to time. Like last year, Bryce was my buddy when we did that. Like Bryce and I, we were playing one-on-one after practice, fall camp and stuff. Like that little, not fall camp, but during the summer when you kind of have like that downtime before 7-on-7, we used to go on, we used to play and stuff. Obviously, when you played one-on-one against Bryce, it was a little scary for me because anytime you shoot the ball, I'm like, yeah, I can't really jump or contest it how I want to. You the quarterback. If you get hurt, the season's over.
So the Nick Saban used to have these infamous pickup games, and you know they would actually draft coaches, and they would play. Yeah, but I was going to ask you, if the coaches were drafting a team, would you be the number 1 overall pick? Are you the best basketball player on Alabama's team right now?
Come on, I'm a competitor. You know I'm going to say that regardless.
Okay, well then who's number 2?
Now I will say this, though. Antonio Kite, he could go and play basketball right now. Like he could go and play in a game tomorrow. I'm not lying. Like he could go and play in a game tomorrow.
Wow. Does Nate Oates know this?
I don't think so. I literally, it's some conversation when I tell him, I'm like, dude, because like when we go play basketball at the rec, obviously like it's football players playing basketball, so it's a lot of aggressiveness. Kind of like Caleb was guarding him. Caleb, he guarding him every time he driving. Caleb putting two hands on him. I'm like, Caleb, you are not pressing. You cannot use two hands to touch this man. It's an automatic foul. He's like, hey, we just gonna play physical. But like Antonio Kai, he has a real bag, like a bag. Like as they would say, at corner, when you lock down, sometimes you use your tough jam, sometimes you fake your tough jam, you motor mirror, or you use hard press. Everything in basketball, he got that. Like he has that. It's crazy. And the dude can jump.
Wow. All right, he is Terrion Arnold. Good luck against Kentucky, Terrion. We appreciate the time.
I appreciate y'all, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Terrion Arnold. Brought to you each week, courtesy of CraneWorks, RentalWorks, and WasteWorks.